Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Donovan, and tonight I am very excited to share with you what I believe are the absolute best AirPod clones that you can pick up right now. In fact, these are not just AirPod clones, these are AirPod 2 clones, and they're available right now from the folks over at Nokkies.com. So, huge shout out for sending them to me for review. You can pick them up right now or pre order them actually from their website for just under $70. But there's a couple different coupon codes that I'll leave down in the description of the video. One will give you 20% off, so that's going to bring it down to around 55 bucks for the Air 2. So that's actually the name brand, I guess, of this particular AirPod clone. So there it is, Air 2. Here are the actual AirPod case, so you can see very similar in terms of the actual design. That sticker that you see there is actually one I put on there. So this is the actual AirPod case, so you can see there's that raised. You can see it's actually a little bit off-white, whereas this one's a little bit more bright white. But this one actually already has that kind of embossed raised AirPod look. So that's really cool. So they pretty much mimic that. Then you can see the Air 2 up there, Air 2 down there. On the regular one, you can see there's a bunch of different stuff here on the bottom. And then it just says AirPods wireless charging case. And then back here, you can see a picture of the case. Look at the back of this one, also a picture of the case, but you can see obviously that's quite a bit different, so they didn't quite mimic that one. And then this is more like the original AirPods case where they show the lightning cable, but that's actually really cool because they're showing you two things here. Number one, they charge via lightning cable, and then also they wirelessly charge just like you get with the AirPods 2 if you pay the extra to get the wireless charging case. So $200 for these versus around $55 with that coupon code for the Air 2s. And I'm just going to be honest with you, I think these are absolutely fantastic. Now, originally when I first put them on, I did have one big concern, and that was they did take a little while to really have a good connection to each other. For some reason, it took about 5 minutes of them being connected to my S10 Plus. So yes, they do work with Android and iOS. So it doesn't matter what kind of phone, as long as it has Bluetooth, you're good to go. So these are rocking Bluetooth 5.0. And I'm actually going to kind of jump down here into some of the things they mention because why not? So first of all, drastically improved sound and bass quality. That's in comparison to other AirPod clones, and that is 100% the case. I would actually put these right on par with the AirPods. So this is the clones. These are the Air 2s. So you can see pretty much identical to what the actual AirPod looks like. So bottom looks exactly the same. Here you can see those are the same. Difference here being this one doesn't actually have any kind of in-ear detection, whereas the regular AirPods actually do. But everything looks pretty much identical. You can see a little bit of a difference there in the speaker grill. They pretend to have also another in-ear detection thing there, but they don't actually. And pretty much they mimic the exact design over here on the case. So you can see both use Lightning, slightly different look to them. On the back, very similar design. You can see they put the button in the same spot. This one's slightly raised, whereas this one's flush with the case. To actually pair them for the first time, you just hold that down, and a little green button here will actually start going. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. So I can show you that has that little green. If you hit it once, it's going to show you the battery. So it's blinking twice. That means actually 3 times. That means it's at 75%. Here they look exactly the same pretty much. Difference here being that this green light is definitely a little bit different than this green light. This one's a little bit more bright. This one's a little more subtle. And then inside, pretty much identical. So they got the case really darn close. You would definitely be able to fool someone who doesn't really know, like maybe someone who doesn't have the exact AirPods. You would definitely be able to fool them. Number one, it's really hard to tell the difference between the actual AirPods and the Air 2s. The case might be a little bit easier to recognize the difference, but very similar. So shout out to them for making these. Now, I've already kind of mentioned the connectivity. The connectivity, after about 3 or 4 minutes being connected up to my phone, the connectivity has actually been fantastic. Using Bluetooth 5.0, I can get quite a ways away from my phone while it still works. I already mentioned the sound quality. I'd put it right on par with the AirPods, honestly. Very good bass. So they talk about improved lows, mids, and highs, and I would say, yeah, that's absolutely true. In terms of battery life, that's also a huge improvement over other AirPod clones. So definitely not as good as what you're getting with the regular AirPods. Here you're getting about 25 hours of battery life when you're listening to music. Over here, it's more like you're getting about 3.5 to 4 hours of battery life on a single charge, and then about 4 to 5 extra charges in the case. So maybe at very best, maybe 20 hours, but probably not. You're probably getting more like 15 hours of battery life between the case and the earbuds, and that's actually really good in my opinion. So I have absolutely no qualms about, the 15 hours of battery life, so that's very good as well. And overall, I would just say this is an absolute fantastic AirPod clone. The one thing that maybe it just can't match the AirPods with, obviously, is that chip, the H1 chip that you get with the new AirPods. Obviously, you're going to get really great connectivity up to an iPhone, also up to an Apple Watch if you have one. You're not going to get the same connectivity here, but as soon as you pull them out, they will automatically connect. Sound quality is going to be great. You're going to get 3.5 to 4 hours of battery life. But the phone call quality here, without a doubt, AirPods 2, even the AirPods 1 had great phone call quality. Microphones did a great job of canceling out background noise. Here, you're going to get decent phone calls, but I wouldn't say they're great. Definitely not as good as the AirPods. So I would say that's probably the biggest difference between the two, because sound quality is pretty close, battery life's pretty close, the design is pretty much spot on. But the phone call quality, definitely on the AirPods, you will notice a pretty drastic difference. But still, these are usable for phone calls. But overall, absolutely fantastic clone. Would I recommend them to friends? I would say 100%. If you're looking for a pair of very similar AirPod clones, these would definitely be it. I'd definitely check them out. Air 2s from Nokis.com. Thanks for watching. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.